Hi YouTube, welcome back. This is the second episode of my solo game of Axis and Allies Grasshopper Edition. And this will be the second game round. We will start again with Germany. So Germany has 70 IPC to spend. I've been considering a sea lion, but when we just count the amount of units that are in London, and the money that the UK can spend this round, it is probably not worthwhile. So instead, Germany will focus entirely on Russia and purchase accordingly. So this will be the purchase for Germany. 7 mechs, 7 tanks. So the idea is just to get into Russia as quick as possible and hurry all the way to Moscow as quick as they can. So Germany will declare war on Russia and attack it over the whole line. Russia vacated everything, so they're all walk-ons. We have one battle for the cruiser here and one battle for the cruiser here. So Germany was successful in all the battles. Took out the cruiser here, took out the cruiser there. Those are walk-ons. But in the process, both cruisers they hit. So Germany, we lost 2 fighters. So let's do the non-combat moves. So I did all the non-combat moves and I forgot that I had the bombers here in Ukraine to attack. So we have to do that battle. Okay, now Germany is really done. So the bombers will fly back. They had, let's see, 2 remaining. So they will land here in Bulgaria. So okay, I made a mistake with the build because I have to build some of the mechs somewhere else. I built 7 tanks here, so I can build 3 mechs. So there are actually 5 mechs here, and then I have to build 4 mechs here. So sorry for that mistake. Okay, so Germany collects money. It is up 13 IPC, so they have 43 IPC plus 1 NO plus 5. So that makes it 48 IPC that they can spend in the next round. So we'll move to UK Pacific. So UK Pacific purchases is the following. They have 27 IPC. They buy a transport, a destroyer and 3 mechs. So UK Pacific has 1 attack only and it moved 1 infantry here in Ethiopia, making this for the UK Pacific. So now let's go to the non-combat moves for UK Pacific. UK Pacific collects income. It collects one more for taking Ethiopia. Is not at war yet. It can only declare war the next turn, beginning of next turn. So it collects now 28 IPC, and the turn will go to Japan. So Japan's purchases are the following: 1 bomber, 4 infantry, 2 tanks and a mech. So let's go to the combat moves. Now this is the second turn of Japan, and I think this is the best turn for Japan to declare war, because UK Pacific does not have had the opportunity to declare war, did not collect any NOs. So what I want to do now is I want to take away as much NOs from them as possible. I see that I forget one combat move, so that's also a combat move. So they are attacking everywhere they can in China as much as possible, and also Guangdong, Malaya, French Indochina, Shan State and the Philippines. So this turn Japan really need to go up in income and take some NOs from UK Pacific and one from the US. Japan was successful in all its combats. These are the losses of this turn. So Japan lost 4 infantry and a submarine, killed 2 destroyers, a fighter and a whole bunch of infantry. So now they are here: Philippines, Malaya, Shan State, Siam, French Indochina, Guangdong and half of China. So let's do the non-combat moves for Japan. So that was Japan's turn. Japan collects now 44 IPC. It does not get any NOs, at least not yet. And the turn goes to UK Europe. UK Europe has quite some money to spend. That is 37 IPC. And for that we'll purchase airbase, minor industrial complex, an armored a tank and a mech. So UK Europe will do only one attack, that's here in Iraq, and we will see how the dice will roll. So the battle was successful for UK Europe. It took 1 hit, so 1 infantry is dead. So now we will do the non-combat moves. So all the planes will land here in Cairo. 2 fighters, 1 tank and a bomber. Also this infantry will move there. Then if we go to the other side here, we have the destroyer and the cruiser. We will go 1, 2, 3 into 92. 3 fighters will land here in Gibraltar. The transport will also come down. He will pick up the mech and 1 guy and join here. So that's it. So let's move the camera. The other non-combat moves we will do here. This transport will go 1, 2, and 2 infantry will go into here. So he's able to pick it up. And then let's see, how much do we have here? 4, 5. Okay, I just did some calculation. I think this destroyer should go here. Just in case Italy wants to come in here, he will deny the coastal bombardment. Okay, so that are all the non-combat movements for the UK. So they will put on their builds. Airbase will go into Gibraltar. The mech and the tank will go here into the Union of South Africa, and minor industrial complex will go into Persia. So UK Europe collects its income. It receives 32 IPC plus 3 for the NOs. So the turn will go to Italy then. Italy has 13 IPC to spend, and for that it will purchase 1 fighter and save 3 IPC for the next round. So the situation for Italy is quite grim, and as Axis I realized I made a mistake by letting this fleet go when it was still here. Germany should have taken it out, but he chose not to. He had other priorities. I think that is a strategic error, because now as a UK player I saw this opportunity. I moved in here, have my 3 plane scramble here with my airbase. So as a UK player I have quite a good defense here. It's too weak to attack. I only have 1 fighter, 1 bomber, a cruiser and a destroyer. So yeah, if I attack this, I just don't have the odds to win this battle. What I would like to do is attack Cairo, but if I do that, even if Italy is successful, it is still screwed, because probably the remaining forces from the UK are able to take it back, plus the fleet that is here, plus those fighters will be able to take out the fleet that is here. So what I will do instead is a little bit conservative, that I don't know really much else what I can do here at this moment. So I will attack Greece and just try to pick up some IPC for Italy, and hope for better times, but don't think they will really come. Well, at least Italy was successful in taking Greece. It did it without casualties, so that was something Italy could use at this moment to move its planes back to Rome. It will retreat all the forces to northern Italy, like that. Those forces will move here. Should I retreat here? I think I'll leave it there. So, well, that's it for Italy. And of course we have to put our plane here, and we will do it here in southern Italy. So Italy collects 14 IPC, does not get any NOs. It saved 3 IPC, so it will take 17 IPC to the next round. Then is the turn of China. China has 15 IPC, and for that it will purchase 5 infantry. So China will do 2 combat, 2 attacks. One here in Guizhou and one here in Shuyuan. It will move 2 infantry here in Guizhou with the fighter, and the remaining infantry will move into here. Okay, the outcome of the battles is as follows. This is taken by China, they lost 1 infantry. And this is also taken by China, and they did not take any casualties. Okay, so for the other non-combats for China, they'll move their fighter back here, defended by 3 infantry. They put 1 infantry here. No, let's make that 2 infantry. So that's the situation for China. Now China is down to 7 IPC, so it's not doing great. It hopes to get the road back with the help of UK Pacific, otherwise this will be very meager. So the turn will go to Russia now. Russia has still 37 IPC to spend, and this is their purchase. They spend their money on 9 infantry, an artillery and a tank. So Russia is now officially at war, and yeah, it looks like Germany is going full force on Russia. So Russia will get a very difficult time. What we will try to do now is to delay Germany as much as possible. For now we will try to keep Novgorod and see if we can keep it for 1 more turn. And other than that, we'll just vacate to safe places. It's not an option to attack. Actually, if Germany wait 1 more turn, then Russia is much better able to be aggressive, because much more artillery have been going to the front. But so Germany decided to attack the 2nd turn, which in my opinion is quite optimal, considering that I cannot really defend myself very well as Russia. So we will do only 1 attack. That is here in the Baltic States. And by the way, I forgot the convoy from the Russian sub. At the end of the German turn, I just throw the dice, the 4 and 1. So we'll subtract 1 IPC from the income from Germany. So the battle went as planned for Russia and did not take any casualties. So the Baltic States is back in Russian hands and effectively creates a blocker for any tanks that would like to go up north. So we'll do all the non-combat moves now. So Russia puts its newly purchased units down. 3 infantry, 6 infantry in Russia, plus the artillery and a tank. And what I forgot, here in Buryatia, I'll move the camera. We will move everything into Amur. Okay, that is to put pressure on Japan. So now Russia collects 36 IPC. It is down 1, but it does get 1 NO. So together that makes 41 IPC. And then it's the turn of the US. So the US has this turn still 52 to spend. The US is at war with the Axis now, and it purchases this 2 infantry, 5 transports and a tactical bomber. Okay, so the US is doing 2 combat moves. One is with this destroyer going to 103, 1, 2, 3, supported by the bomber, which flies 1, 2, 3, 4, and has 3 fuel in it left. This fleet will go 1, 2, 3 in 108 and attack this submarine. Okay, in both cases the US was successful in taking out the subs. They did not fire back, or they fired back but they missed. So we'll do the non-combat then. The bomber will land in London. Sorry, I see that I still have to swap this for an infantry. Here, this submarine will, or submarine transport will go 1, 2, 3 in 86. Land this artillery there and taking Brazil. One other thing we will do is we will move the 1 infantry from the Pacific side of the board to this side of the board. And let's get now to the Pacific side of the board. Here on the Pacific side we will not do any attacks. We will move this fleet. The 2 transports will take the infantry and artillery. They will sail down here to 54 and offload here in Queensland. And also one of the land-based fighters is also flying here to Queensland. That's it for the non-combat moves for the US. Let's put down the purchased units. So one more time, we move to this side of the board to put down the purchased units for the US. 5 transports, tactical bomber, 2 infantry. So the United States still has an income of 52, but now it gets also 20 for NOs. So it will end with 72 IPC. And now it's the turn of France, and they don't have money. So we'll go straight into the moves. Now France is not doing any combat moves, just some non-combat moves. So this infantry will also go into Egypt. This one will move into French Equatorial Africa. And last of all, this destroyer will go to Sea Zone 39. And that's it for the French moves. Okay, so that was the end of the second game round. I think in retrospect, of course it's still undecided. What we can see is that the Africa token most likely will be taken by the Allies quite quickly. Italy is not a match anymore for England in the Mediterranean, and soon the US will also join. It has 6 transports fully loaded coming to Europe, and they can do quite some harm to the access over there. So still it is viable for Germany to go after Moscow, and Allies have to put a lot of energy in preventing that. So I think Germany is very strong. Should be possible to take Moscow and perhaps then get that token and also get the token for 7 victory cities on the Europe side of the board. So in that case it would probably be 2-1, but yeah, of course also Germany have to put a lot of energy in supporting Italy and preventing any more tokens from going to the allies on that side. On the Pacific side of the board, it's really undecided. US did not purchase anything on that side, so it's UK Pacific has itself positioned. China is not doing bad, also not doing great, so yeah, it's really undecided on that side of the board. Well, thank you very much, and if you have any comments, you can leave them. Thank you for your time, and see you in the next episode.